Hello and welcome to India Energy World. I am Sudhir and we are at the India Energy Week talking to none other than Sami Jauhiainen. I hope I got it right.
Very well.
He is the VP of Asia Pacific for renewable aviation at Neste. Yeah. A very warm welcome to you on our platform, Sami. Let me begin this conversation by trying to first of all understand from you what has been the experience like at the India Energy Week this time. In terms of what are the in terms of takeaways, what are you taking back from here?
Well, it is my first time participating in the Indian Energy Week, and I think it has been great to see that the energy transition is high on the agenda and in the discussions with the Indian stakeholders. And I think what I also feel is this sense of optimism about the opportunity that the energy transition and especially biofuels, renewable fuels, present for India.
Okay. And when we talk about renewable fuels, that's a lot of opportunity for Neste, right? So, and that's the area you're present in. Which brings me to my second question, which is how do you view the Indian market, right? In terms of potential, in terms of what are the specific business opportunities that exist here? Neste is currently not present in this market, right?
Yeah.
So how do you view the market? What makes it unique for you, and why? And how do you want to capitalize on that opportunity, right? If you could share some specifics.
Well, I think the first thing to note is, of course, that as of today, the biofuel market in India is still not very mature in terms of volumes of biofuels getting used or in terms of broadly the different regulations for different types of biofuels. But if we take a longer term point of view, then the first thing to highlight is, of course, the long term potential that India has. With the vast raw material potential, I think there are estimates that India could be producing up to 24 million tons of sustainable aviation fuels, utilizing the resources it has. So there's a significant long-term potential. And then secondly, it is of course the opportunity in India in terms of the market size. For example, in aviation, this is one of the fastest growing aviation markets in the world. So it does present a long-term opportunity as the aviation sector globally needs to gradually shift its way towards the goal of net zero emissions by 2050. And of course, as a sizable aviation market, India is a heavyweight in the global policy discussions as the world tries to find alignment of how to move towards those goals.
Okay. So you're basically saying we are among the fastest growing, and therefore it's a looking forward into the future. It's a it presents a huge opportunity. Sami, tell me something. When just from the point of view of clarification for our audience, when you're talking about renewable fuels, what exactly you're talking about?
Well, Neste is basically in the space utilizing the own technology that we invented already in the 1990s and patented in 1996. So basically, our technology allows us to convert biomass, oils and fats type of biomass, to high quality fuels, pure hydrocarbons, renewable diesel that can be used in 100% form in diesel engines, cars, and then sustainable aviation fuel, which when blended together with conventional jet fuel, again can be used as a drop-in fuel in existing aviation fuel supply infrastructure and aircraft. So I think you have to distinguish renewable diesel and sustainable aviation fuel from those kind of first generation biofuels, biodiesel, ethanol, that have certain limitations, for example, regarding their technical use.
Okay. Sami, when we talked to each other last time, which was around a year back, we were talking about how the company is in talks with multiple NOCs, national oil companies in India, and also aviation companies, right? In terms of trying to gauge the market potential and wherever there is an opportunity to get into specific agreements, etc. What has moved in the past 1 year? Have you made any progress on those fronts?
Well, I think from Neste point of view, maybe the first thing to highlight is that last year we started operations in Singapore in our expanded Singapore refinery. So basically, it is the world's largest sustainable aviation fuel production facility with 1 million tons of capacity. So we are still in the process of ramping up that up, but basically now we have an enhanced capability to supply the market collaborate with partners and support the aviation industry in transition. And of course, that goes for India as well. So we are very keen to support the Indian aviation industry in moving forward with their climate targets. And very much our approach is based on collaborating with supply chain partners that can help make our product available and accessible for the end customers.
Okay, so Sami, what will be the broad business model here? I mean, you are a producer and marketer of sustainable aviation fuel. So you'll supply your fuel to the oil marketing companies in India. Is that how it works? And what about the infrastructure part of it?
Well, we are first of all a producer of the fuel.
Okay.
In selected locations around the world, we are also a marketer. So we have established a capability in few locations around the world, specifically San Francisco, Los Angeles,
Okay.
London Heathrow, Amsterdam Schiphol, and Singapore Changi, to make our product available directly to airlines into wing bases. But elsewhere around the world, because ultimately aviation needs to decarbonize everywhere, we are working with partners along the supply chain to make the product available. We have not yet supplied Indian market so far, but for example, in Malaysia, we have collaborated with Petronas to make the product available in Kuala Lumpur. We just recently collaborated with GS Caltex of Korea to make it available in Incheon Airport in Korea. We work together with PTT to make it available in Thailand. So ultimately, we are looking to collaborate in the first phase, with fuel marketing companies to make the product available. Of course, this is a space and which will continue to grow in the long run. So there can, of course, be future opportunities for partnerships and expanding the availability and scale of production. But this is, I think, the immediate opportunity.
Okay. In how many months do we see the first kind of agreement on place getting announced to the public from Neste's side in India?
Well, I think I cannot answer that question, but hopefully very soon.
Hopefully very soon. One more thing, Sami, how ready do you think the Indian market is, or India is, from the point of view of policy and regulatory maturity that is required for something like this to happen? And also from a price point of view, right? We are a very price sensitive aviation industry in India is known to be very price sensitive. The customers are very price sensitive. Now we're talking about sustainable aviation fuel here, which adds to the cost, right? So from both of these points, how ready do you think we are?
Well, I fundamentally don't think that India is any different from other markets that we are active. I think there are certain steps that have to be just taken to realize the full potential. I think the first step is that people just have to recognize that sustainable aviation fuels are an available and safe solution to reduce aviation's emissions. I think we need to demonstrate that the product exists, get the aviation industry stakeholders, energy sector stakeholders, public sector stakeholders to collaborate together to demonstrate it and show that it is an available solution. That's an important first step. I think then we need to get to a place where it is taken into use. As you say, the cost is relatively high, and even if people who fly could actually pay the cost, the problem is, of course, that for example, for an airline, it's not easy to take the SAF into use if they have to compete in the market with another airline that is not doing it. So I think here is a question in how either governments or airports can play a role in incentivizing or supporting the use of those first volumes. The third stage from there, I think, which is going to be really critical to really accelerate domestic production of SAF in India, is to create this kind of long-term policy frameworks that really establish demand certainty that there is going to be a market for such fuels. And then we are talking about mandate type of policies that establish some maybe initially small, but over time growing minimum requirements for sustainable aviation fuel use. And with that outlook of a growing market, that can help ramp up then investments in SAF production capacity and realize, of course, the potential that India has, both in terms of raw material as well as in terms of technical capabilities in this area.
For the integration of SAF.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. On that positive note, Sami, we come to the end of this discussion. Thank you for your time, and we really look forward to hosting you again on this platform.
Thank you very much.